Theatre Royal, which is where Pilot Theatre live. The Theatre Royal was built in 1744 and is built on the old ruins of St Leonard's Hospital and is on St Leonard's Place, so that's why. More facts later. This is York Minster, which is just around the corner from York Theatre Royal where we're based. It's one of the largest Gothic cathedrals in Northern Europe, and it took about 250 years to build. And I'm cheating because I've got it all written down there.
Hi Collins, it's Marcus here from Pilot Theatre. Just catching me at home on a Sunday because the video's got to be in for Monday. So I'm here at home, just got back from London because we just opened the show, which is running for 6 weeks. That's the one that Ebony's in. Just a couple of answers to your questions really. All the work that we do is designed for young people and new audiences and for people who might be seeing a piece of theatre for the very first time. A lot of the stuff that we do is therefore supported with education materials. For every single show we do, we have a resource pack which is full of ideas for students as well as for their teachers or the people whom they work with. So all of that stuff is supported with an education programme. The education programme includes things like visits to schools, where we have a team of workshop leaders who go into schools or into places where young people are, so that could be youth centres or youth clubs. And they will work with those groups of young people who may be about to see a piece of our work or may have just seen it. That's all supported by the resource pack, which is created specially for us by someone who is also a qualified teacher, and they're able to provide work for the students as well as the teachers that can be for extending an information about the work, keying into the curriculum and some learning activities around that. So in answer to your question, a lot of our work does of course include, there's a form of entertainment and engagement with those young people and our audiences, but also it's fully supported by a whole programme of education work. That isn't to say that our work always is education related, but we provide work that supports the projects that we do for those young people. So it could be an increase of books or follow-up work that they might want to follow. It might follow some of the themes that the piece of work and the piece of theatre raises, and it might extend some of those themes into the classroom or into some work-related areas that are in the curriculum as well. It may be also about the theatre of it, about how we put it together, about some of the design, about some of the concept and about some of the music and some of the integrated lighting. So we can look at two ways of engaging with our audiences, through the themes of the work and also how we did it. We don't have a permanent company of actors that work with us for all our projects. We bring in artists, that's actors, designers, musicians and technical support staff for every single project that we do. But because our projects tend to run for at least 4, 6 and sometimes 8 months, then we're able to employ people over a longer period of time, and also some of those people cross over into more than one project. At the moment we've got 12 actors working for us across 2 projects. There are 6 actors in each play. One is Looking for JJ, which is on a break at the moment and goes back on tour next February and runs for a couple of months. The other is Fungus the Bogeyman, which again is a seasonal show which has just opened in London, and that's going to run for 6 weeks. That then takes a break and then goes back on tour and tours the whole of the UK from March through until August. So you can see we've got 12 actors working for us, again across 2 projects. The great thing about that is that we're able to do a diversity of work for different audiences. The Fungus the Bogeyman show is for the age of 4 upwards, so it's for young children and their families. The Looking for JJ project is for students who are in secondary education, that's above the age of 11. Both of these are very, very different projects indeed, but again, it encompasses our work in creating those new projects for our audiences of young people. The Looking for JJ project looks at very serious issues of how we deal with people who have committed a crime and an offence, and how we as a society deal with them. It's based on a novel by a writer called Anne Cassidy and follows the story of one girl called Jennifer Jones. She commits a crime when she's 10 and we then meet her when she's 17, 7 years after spending time in a prison for committing an offence. It's a very contentious and a very interesting piece of work because it looks at the perpetrator of a crime and how we as a society deal with that person, and how we're able to deal with that person, and how we're able to provide an opportunity for that person to help them lead a life and integrate them back into society. Because as the character Jennifer Jones says, if we don't, then it's 2 lives wasted. So what we have on that is a big support network of education materials which are downloadable from our website. As I mentioned in the previous movie, we do a lot of work online, and we provide a lot of resources for people who can download them from anywhere. So clearly, with your internet capability, you can visit our website and you can download some of these materials and have a look for yourself at them. There's also some clips and some movies and some further materials to do with all our projects. There are movies, and there are education packs and resources for every single project we've ever made. They include things like photograph documentation of the process, so from the design right the way through to the performance. You can see how the design and how things have developed as the project has also developed. You can also then see archive photographs and pick up bits of video and things like that. Again, these are all free downloadable resources from the internet site, which is pilot-theatre.com. That's pilot-theatre.com. See if you can download some of those things and let us know what you think about them and how they work and how they they feed into some of the areas that you're looking at. For us, the internet has been an incredibly valuable tool, and this Interact project is clearly a clear demonstration of how that is also extended. The fact that we can create these dialogue video postcards for each other is extraordinary and would have been unheard of 5 years ago, or even less. The speed of connection and the speed of contact has brought us closer together, not only in how we work but how we understand each other's work. One of the things that we're really keen to do is to extend this opportunity and this experience, so we can actually maybe provide some opportunity for placements and for people to come and work with us. We've had people who've come and worked with us from all over the world, and we'd obviously like to extend that invitation to you. And if in fact there is something that you'd like to do or to connect with us, and if your work schedule allows, then we can look at possibly seeing if we can get to meet face to face, and to come and see us in rehearsal and to see some of our work for live. And the same would be true for us to come and visit you. That would be the logical next step of how a project like this could develop. We need to learn from each other, and that's one of the things that this project allows us to do.